Welcome to the Mountain View Safety Services Drug and Alcohol Policy. This policy addresses illegal drug or substance abuse, alcohol abuse, prescription drugs, and over-the-counter drugs. Workers in the oil and gas industry often work in potentially dangerous areas, remote locations, and perform high-risk worker tasks that may pose a risk to the safety of themselves or those around them. The use of alcohol and/or drugs adversely affects the ability of a person to work safely. Thus, this policy has been instituted for protection of the health and safety of Mountain View Safety Services, those who work for and with. It is effective immediately and must be posted at all work locations. All Mountain View Safety Services employees must be informed of the policy, with the discussion documented, signed, and dated. There are no exceptions to this policy. Alcohol and illegal drugs or substances are not permitted on Mountain View Safety Services work sites. Non-compliance will result in immediate termination with zero tolerance. Open liquor bottles are not permitted in vehicles. Working under the influence of banned substances is not permitted. Employees requiring prescription or non-prescription medications or drugs for a documented health condition are required to report their use to management and to inform management of possible side effects associated with their use prior to undertaking any work. This includes discussing possible limitations in the type and nature of work permitted while working under their influence. Workers suspected of being under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or other substances due to their performance, behavior, or reasonable suspicion, for instance, the odor of an alcoholic beverage on the breath, may be drug tested for cause, but only after the worker has consented to the test. Refusal to comply with a request by management to undergo testing or tampering, for instance, watering, with a sample, will result in immediate termination. Mountain View Safety Services reserves the right to terminate the worker, take other appropriate disciplinary action, for instance probation prior to retesting, or determine an alternative course of action, for instance rehabilitation, the assignment of alternate duties, or work suspension, because of demonstrated performance or behavioral problems, or a positive drug test. Mountain View Safety Services reserves the right to drug test employees involved in an accident or incident as part of the accident or incident investigation. Employees suspected of being under the influence will not be permitted to remain on site, nor will they be permitted to operate a motor vehicle. Transportation arrangements will be made on behalf of management. Mountain View Safety Services reserves the right to drug test as a condition of employment. For instance, prior to hiring or commencing work on a job, drug testing may be required. Or permitted or required by law, random drug testing may be instituted on any work site, but not before workers have been given prior notice of his conditions of employment. Where a client's drug and alcohol policy is more stringent than that of Mountain View Safety Services, employees will be informed and the more stringent policy will be enforced.